Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We are decided. We did a lot of very close voting and runoffs, and you missed all the drama on that front. But we did land on doing best of one arena cube here on our main account against randos. If you you can do this experience. Like one of the options we were talking about doing was just drafting with our friends here at mtgadraft.herokuapp.com, where we do our Friday gauntlet, and where we could always just go and do pickup drafts. The benefit of drafting, on system here is that, it's a nice, clean interface for drafting. You do get the thrill of competing for prizes. I mean, I don't consider myself positive EV at almost anything on Arena, just for event in, event out. Getting paid to play by Wizards helps with all of that, of course. By getting my daily gold, it makes up for the lack of positive EV per se in this event. But really, this is the type of thing that if you want to do heavily, I really recommend checking out the Going Optimal Discord, because you can use the mtgadraft.herokuapp.com app with our friends at the Discord, and you can have all the fun of drafting Arena Cube without having to spend any of your in-game resources on the effort. And that can be a way to really stretch your time and money here on MTG Arena. And for stretching your time and money budget for physical cards, though, of course, I'm going to send you to my sponsor, cardkingdom.com, and I'm going to do it via my affiliate links in the panels down below, in the chat, and in the YouTube notes. You'll find a direct link to Card Kingdom there that associates your business in the future with my stream, helps keep me on the air, helps keep Card Kingdom happy with my efforts over here. And they're going to keep you happy with their efforts over there if you go check them out. I never tell people that they should give all of their Magic business to one place, because there's just too many places competing for price and inventory and all that stuff. So that you should continue to play the market and keep everybody honest. And I say that because I know that if you do, I know that Card Kingdom's gonna win your business, if not now, sooner or later. And then when you do, you'll see what a fantastic retailer they are. They deliver on all your expectations above and beyond. And they have been my sponsor on and off since 2009. So thank you so much, Card Kingdom, for all your content support over the years. Really appreciate it. And now we do have the gold here piling up. So I got a nasty confession, though. I did not play Arena at all yesterday. I didn't do any grinding, but I had a great productive day yesterday where I did a ton of other stuff in my life. Kind of from waking up to going to bed. It was one of those start to finish productive days that felt really good to catch up on a bunch of stuff. Let me get into draft view here. Foil King asks what my favorite Christmas movie is. Well, it's a Christmas Story, and I feel like my favorite movie was A Christmas Story when that movie was 2 years old. Not, it's become this all-time classic. But for me, it's been my favorite since the late 80s, basically. And it really got me into Gene Shepard. If you have not read any Gene Shepard, you should. Gene Shepard is the author, is the storyteller behind the story of A Christmas Story. And he's just a fantastic storyteller. Check out Gene Shepard. Gene Shepard. I studied Gene Shepard my senior year in high school as I did an independent project to write my autobiography. Never trust somebody who writes their autobiography when they're 18, but I did, and that was after a lot of Gene Shepard studying. So what do we even take here? My goodness. Yeah, there's nothing leaping out at me is like, yeah, this is where to start. Fine Finality is an interesting control option. Archon, again, I've said I get the power of this card, but I don't. Sometimes its floor is that you can't cast it because they're wider than you or whatever, and I just don't like that. And Smashing is the other one. Like a good Spland seems totally takeable, and a good control card. And really, since I like Smashing. It's one color and super flexible. Mikaeus is another. I kind of honestly, Mikaeus has been in my last two stream decks. I'm not drafting white this time. I'm yeah, finality is interesting, but smashing is I think the power pick and an interesting one given where the rest of this pack was at. Like we could lean hard into the aggro red from here, and have this be a fine inclusion there. So Tony's likes the mono red anyway. What do you like following up with? Abrade over Eruption? Eruption is interesting. Fenrir wants Revelation. Do something more controlling. It's true. I tend to be. I've been less creative with my stream draft decks, cube decks. We could just try something wacky today. I think Abrade for winning. The Abrade, smashing into Abrade is great. But the Rev pick is an interesting suggestion. Vivian, super strong if you took early. I don't know. Sure, I'll give way to Fenor's suggestion. I think, a grown-up win the draft type pick is Abrade here. You think Rev is awful? You're probably right, but whatever. Oh, but now we have Hellrider. I'm sorry, Abrade, for forsaking you. I'm not passing Hellrider here. I'm going to be boring. I love this card so much, and to take it early and then to build around it. I don't want to end up in kind of white token, white green. I've been white green like the last two. So yeah, you're right, Hodge. If it's what you're gonna do, like Hodge, if you're in it to try and be blue-white control, if you're like, I want to be Azorius or Esper control on some level, you can you can justify that pick. But Hellrider is like a card up there with Embercleave from me in terms of cards that make me want to be mono red. Heroic Reinforcement says you could end up splashing some white, but I would rather be mono red than Boros. Well, not a great mono red pack. The Warrior isn't the worst. Splans are just good, but Cathartic Reunion not exactly what you want to be doing with 2 mana in a deck like this. You could take a Monument, just looking to go wide for Hellrider. Yeah, we could also take a Thalia. Let's see, if we were to if red, I'm hesitant to say red's dried up just because it's not in this pack. This could be the only 2 red cards that were in this pack, and 0 red cards may have been taken from this pack. So keep that in mind, right? It has red cards, therefore we don't know how many other red cards were in here. Sage is an interesting card just because it's so strong, especially in best of 1, where you can main deck some naturalized style effects. You can take some mana, you can take a Catacombs to help with that control factor. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm going to take the Warrior and stick to the red path here. Because again, yeah, see, I think that's like what I said is true. Just because there was no great red card in that particular pack doesn't mean we aren't on track to continue this. And Ferocidon backed up with Hellrider. Lannery Storm would be great too, though. Man, all these are great. I think take the band card, but hopefully we wheel something like the Captain or the Rimrock if red is truly wide open. Now I wish this were in a Braid so badly. Oh, and look, we get Robber. That's just premium. That's a premium 2 right there. Soulscar, also great. It's a little at odds with what Hellrider wants in terms of this is the prowess side. This is cast a lot of spells. This is cast a lot of creatures. But it's still a fine opening here. Yeah, about the only thing that make this better, Hodge, is if we had an Abrade already. Spitter is interesting too, but I think I would rather have the Soulscar. But Spitter, if it wheels, will include. We could take a Judith. or more Splanding? What do you think? Judith on the possible... Oh, wait, sorry, Bomat's here. I just missed it because obviously it's not red. We're going to take Bomat. Glad I didn't miss that. I guess we take Slaughter Priest. We're never playing double vision in this deck, and I'm not doing Feather. Slaughter Priest is a long shot maybe, but really take almost anything out of that pack. So, worth noting that Firebrand was the worst of 3 red cards in this pack. This is where we took the Sphinx's Rev, and we passed a Braid and Royal Eruption. So we are not like, quote, the only red drafters. In fact, it looks like there's at least 2 others, but we're going to stick to the plan here. Lava Coil, Shadow Spear is kind of interesting, although it's what I want. I don't want people to use against us. I think we probably just want Lava Coil, even over Heroic. I get that Heroic does the thing with the Hellrider, but this is quality 2-drop removal, and I'm going to take it. Reunion, this was the only red card in the pack when it arrived to us besides the Warrior, so at least good to see that that it wasn't taken. You want to take the Reaper? I suppose we could take a Reaper. We do have like a black card on the board. You're right. If we get incredible fixing, it's a worthy splash. This is fantastic. Great news that both of these came back. I think I want Captain. Are you on Captain or Rimrock here? Oh, tough. I think I'm on Captain, but that's a really tough call because, and Key to the City is fine in aggro decks. Spitter comes back. Earthshaker says, you ain't blocking me. Nothing much to wheel in this pack. We could wheel Advantage for possible white splashing, but we don't even have a white to splash yet. This is double black, and we're never splashing it. Icy is like, yeah, Icy is like the second best card, but we're not going to get it back. So it's really kind of a bummer to see. You know, this is good. Like I like seeing the Earthshaker Kenra, but we do have to be aware that unfortunately our pack 2 pick 9 is not going to be particularly good. Yeah, we could wheel Bedevil, but I don't want to play it. I really don't want to play anything. I don't want to play anything that has not a red symbol, but if we do splash, it's going to be for single color splashes. Yeah, Bastion could be a wheel if we do get the really the tools to splash. So we'll look out for red-black duels. We already passed one, the ETB tapped one. Light up the stage for both meme value and just value. Lyra, we hate her. But light up the stage, yeah. Dragon Master Outcast. I'd probably play it in the deck if it wheeled, but it's not a priority here. Light up the stage is where we want to be. Spikefield Hazard is a great spland. Ox is Value Town. Temple lets us set up for possible Reaper and or Slaughter. I kind of like the Spland over the Ox, but I like the Ox. It's not that I don't like the Ox, it's just that Splands, man, they're amazing. Also in Cube with the 1-drops running around, there's a lot of incredible 1 toughness 1-drops in this cube. I'm gonna Spland and I'm gonna wheel the Ox, you'll see. Experimental Frenzy. Are we low to the ground enough to make that work? I think we are. Right now, we're a decent Frenzy deck. We just got to keep it low. Fury, interesting. Dual Caster, fun. But Frenzy, kind of busto for low to the ground red. Hello, busto for low to the ground red. Oh my goodness. This is like the reason to be in red, and we're there. Oh, a Braid, I'm sorry for forsaking you. Electro Dominance? Are we ever casting? This is too expensive. I'd rather have Reckless Rage with trying to be a Frenzy deck. I hear you, Jay, but I'm playing to the Experimental Frenzy. We take Field of Ruin in our mono deck over a Foundry for a splash we're not looking to execute at this point. Yeah, there's a pretty clear Field of Ruin. That's the benefit of being mono and cube, is you get to pick up those sweet colorless lands and not really give up much to do that. Yeah, Shield Breaker leaps at me. Lightning Strike is strong, but Shield Breaker gives us some interaction. I don't know. All these are great. This does give us some artifact help. I like that. Sure, we'll take the artifact help. Indeed, we even wield the Icy, which we called number 2 out of the pack. We could take an Inscription, but we're never kicking it. Excuse me. And Bedevil is too much of a black commitment. So I'll take an Icy we're probably not playing. Or I could take this Vantage. I mean, maybe I should take the Vantage. Like, is that what we're doing? I guess we're taking the Icy, but our deck doesn't feel like an Icy deck, you know? Ox came back as we thought, but there is a Temple. All right, help me out. Temple or Ox? Ox for a solid on-color playable, Temple for the possibility of touching on these black cards. Yeah, I think Ox is right. There's nothing so great about these that we want to head that way. I'd rather be heading towards this. Yeah, Dual Caster is interesting, but I'm just taking Spland here too. Act of Treason is probably in the cube because there's a clear Steal and Sack thing going on in as the red-black deck, I guess. Electro Dominance came back anyway, of course. Tajik as well. Hellhound. This is lousy. We're gonna, I guess, take a Hellhound. I guess we're this aggro. Almost want a Fabled Passage though, and we can wheel the Hellhound. Although we're playing Fabled Passage. Hey Brian, welcome back. I'm not taking Priest. Prism is too clunky. This is if we're doing this on turn 2, Rob, we are so sad in this deck. It is not what we want to do on 2 or really ever. I think it's Passage to contribute to that possible splash, then wheel Hellhound. If anybody else at this table wants Hellhound at this point, I'll be shocked. Shocked. Chain Whirler or Channeler. We could probably wheel the Whirler. We're clearly the only heavy reds, so we could probably take like a Channeler and have slot something in at 2. Or Chandra. Yeah, Chandra at 3 is nice. And might be more... Yeah, actually with the Elementals and the Hell Rider, that works well, right? I don't know what other... Well, both Chandra and Chain Whirler are likely to wheel, so let's take one and wheel the other.
Anyone need a match? No. Too bad.
Dragon Skull Summit continuing to offer some black access if we wanted to do that, but we do just have a Banneret here that's fine. Keeps us low down. I want to stay low down, and Banneret does that, so that's fine. Dire Fleet is great. Snap that off over the Perilous Mirror. And take Glorybringer Wheel Torbrand. I think we try and wheel Torbrand. Like, Torbrand is incredible, but a little bit also kind of a little bit win more. I mean, sometimes Torbrand takes a board that's stalled and gives you a board you can now attack on. But what Glorybringer does for the deck is actually a little more unique and missing from the deck than what Torbrand does. Pathway gives us a white access. Tybalt is totally playable. Grim Initiate, another 1-drop for our very low down deck, but Tybalt could be playable.
I would be honored to break your mind.
This is going to be a tough build, folks, which is a good thing. Like, I mean, Key to the City just can't be a play in this deck. Icy probably just can't be a play in this deck. Hazaret? Take them all. One of everything, please. Besides a braid. A braid, right? Lightning Axe. Sure. Now we're going to wheel Goblin Chain Whirler, and we're going to wheel Torbrand, and it's going to be so dumb. And we're going to have so many cuts to make. Channeler, maybe, but I'm taking Chain Whirler. Come on, table. You gave me everything else. You gave me everything else, table. Oh, sure. You're going to take my Torbrand. That's all right. Too bad, because you know it was a hate draft, too. Nobody at this table's playing it. I took Glorybringer in a tight one over Torbrand. Grim Initiate. Yeah, we'll consider it. Oh, there was at least another. I don't know if there was a mono red drafter. I think there were like the only cards we didn't wheel that I was expecting to were the Torbrand, and then when in the pack where we took the Revelation instead of the Abrade, neither the Abrade nor the Royal Eruption wheeled. But Abrade and Royal Eruption are both playable as control elements in a 2 or 3 color deck. So I don't necessarily think that's why I thought Torbrand was still likely to wheel. And ultimately went with Glorybringer because it felt like a top end that was doing something different for the deck. But I don't know, maybe given how low to the ground we've been able to maintain, Torbrand would have been better so that we could stop at 4 and just like cut Ox and have be really topping at 4. Yeah, we just got hate drafted, which is okay. This deck is still great. Boy, it's almost 60 card great, but not quite. Yeah, I like cutting the Ox. Gonna keep the Glorybringer as our solo 5-drop because it's that good. Let's do the hard work here. Well, there's actually not that many cuts, especially if we go to make this a 16-lander with Splans. Or a 17-lander with Splans. Let's look at the Spland Sitch. Fury. Smashing. Yeah, we actually might not have a lot of cuts. We don't need to cut this. Well, maybe. We don't want to have too many tap. Maybe 4 tapped lands is too many. And I don't think, like, I'd rather just not play the Hellhound and then ditch the Passage. Oops. I was trying to ditch Passage and Hellhound. Yeah, we can ditch Reckless Rage. Excuse me, hold on. Hello. Now, I don't know if I agree with that, G-Guards. Like, if I'm paying 6 mana for a 4/5, things aren't going quite according to plan, but I'm probably saying, whew, thank God I had something to do with 6 mana in this deck. And I mean, I'm not running a 6 mana creature in this deck, just 6 mana creature, but this is a land that if things don't go according to plan, being able to play this as a 4/5 is extremely powerful. The question is, can this deck afford, how many ETB tapped lands can this deck afford? That's a different question. And also there's, oh no, this isn't the cycle land, never mind. I'm going to get, oh, come on. There. Get Field of Dead back in. Um, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is 20, 19, 18. Cut Grim Initiate. Yeah, that's not very good. That's kind of for the Steel and Sack deck. That's true. And then we could cut either a basic or the worst of our splans if we don't want 4 splans. And that could be the reason to cut the Warrior, that we just think that it's the worst of our splans and we don't want 4 ETB tapped lands. But I would never cut this outside of that circumstance. If we had no other spell lands, you would never get this Warrior out of my deck. Is Lightning Axe that good here? Yeah. Maybe not. Again, lands are not too high on our curve. It's only a question of whether it's just not as good a splan as the other ones, or not doing, you know, because I like that it bails us out of a situation. It's like protection against a situation this deck doesn't want to be in without having to give up a spell slot to do it. Does that make sense? Like, I like that it's in a place where this deck doesn't want to be, but there's virtually no opportunity cost to have some play there. Yeah, Frenzy and Axe are a combo. That's true. Chandra is an interesting suggestion to cut. I'm going to keep her, though. I think with Hellrider, she's going to be generally useful enough. Although, insert story card, current mana costs 3 or less. Like, we get Coil. What do we get for her minus? We get Coil, Light Up the Stage, Lightning Axe. It's true. Maybe Chandra's minus isn't good enough. I agree, War Furnace. I feel like I've expressed myself pretty clearly. Well, here, let me start with this poll. How many tap lands would you play in this deck? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on 3 myself. And also consider that smashing doesn't count. This can enter untapped. So effectively, smashing is almost free. So like we could just run all of them. Most people want 2 though. So if you're like sure thing playing the smashing, then you're talking about we're never cutting the hazard, like ever. So then it's hazard plus warrior or fury, and I don't know what's better for the deck, warrior or fury, but I guess fury finishes a little bit better than warrior, so yes, we will cut warrior. Well, this does more of the active game plan versus the some play in an area you don't have play in. Yeah, I think, well, See, I don't know about that. Again, I don't know about that. Like, first, Shatterskull is free. So, like, I would say, look, that with Shatterskull, Field of Ruin, and 14 mountains, you have a 16 land base for this deck. And maybe that's a little greedy with a Glorybringer, but other than that, we're largely topping at 4, and you could make the argument for 16 here. And then you do kind of want to cast these. I really want to cast Spikefield Hazard, because it tends to pick off important early stuff. And this is whatever. So, like, this is the one where, okay, this is kind of the flex spot. Yeah, Lightning Axe was mentioned before as a contender to be cut, that it does work with Experimental Frenzy, but beyond that, it's not particularly special. What are our numbers overall? 15, 10. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little in your way here, D. I'll go up to this corner. So if we cut Axe, how about we cut Axe and bring Axe for Ox? Because Field of Ruin is incredible at ruining people's day who are messing with your... I mean, do I really have to explain this, G-Guards? You should be helping me explain to people why we run these cards in this type of deck. This is a monocolored deck. Monocolored deck gives you the flexibility to be able to take advantage of the colorless mana lands that generate really excellent value, but are hyper risky when you're playing 2 or more colors. Field of Ruin is practically free for us. You disagree with the mono red plan? I don't even know what you mean. You're like, at this point, like, you want to bring in Reaper and Summit, and I don't understand what you mean, G-Guards. I'm playing 16 lands and some spells. I'm playing 15 lands and 3 spells I want to cast. And now I've added an Ox. I have 2 5-drops. Yeah, Chandra is still fine. I may have made her a little worse there, but she's still fine. Yeah. G-Guards and I going at it here. We see this build very differently, apparently. Let's see. No, it's good. It's, of course, it's all in good. No. It's not. I don't feel that we've resorted to ad hominem attacks or anything. We're disagreeing about where to take the deck, and that's what we love around here. Some thoughtful disagreement. Nope. I'm running this. If this is how I'm starting, so like people can call out what their issues are with the build, whether it's too many of these. Again, I don't think Shatterskull even counts. This enters untapped. We only have 2 lands that, if we play them as lands, enter in untapped, and we have 16 that enter untapped. Heck, G-Guards was saying I have too many lands, so I'm just looking to cast these as spells. It'll be good. And let's see if there's any bling redemptions before I get going. Chandra sleeves, sure. So what are you playing over Chandra, Rob? I agree that Chandra's not at her absolute optimized here, but she's still a better playable than everything I was seeing in the sideboard is the thing. Oh, you got... Did I get out in time? All right. Does it find artist name or let's see, what's the artist thing? There's somebody knows, right? Avon. I don't know. Hey, that worked. So many Avons. I'm going to assume you're talking OG. Unless I hear otherwise. Yeah, you're not happy killing Field of Dead? You've never lost a Field of Dead, I guess. There are so many non-basics worth killing in the cube. At the cost of one mountain? Yeah. All right, thank you for your patience during a tough build, but I like the deck. Let's see how it plays out. And you can tell me what you think. How many wins are we getting with this thing? On average, over time. Oh yeah, jeez. A little bit of a non-bo between Bomat Courier and Experimental Frenzy, I guess, but I'll take it. Nice first play from Oppo. It's gonna actually put our robber to the test. Gonna leave Bomat Courier back. Yeah, you can make it work easy. You just have to sequence carefully, right? I'll offer this trade. Ooh, we get an Anax to cast if we can. If they don't take this trade, they pretty much have to take this trade now. Anax is like also one of the amazing cards for mono red that we didn't get. There were only a handful we didn't get. That's one of them. That's generally going to be pretty good against us, but we're going to send the courier in and then drop a heartbreaking Ferocidon. Ferocidon counteracting the lifelink potential, that is. Thank you for the CBL reminder. All right, with this case, we get to go Banneret Tybalt, and then Tybalt may be attacked down by the cleric or whatever. That's fine. We're just going to dump our hand before frenzying, and can even go Tybalt and then attack, and then if they block Bomat Courier with Remorseful Cleric, we at least have a we can decide if we want to even cash in the Courier. I don't think we do, but I am going to offer it. If they block the Courier, we'll take the trade, and then have the Banneret into Experimental Frenzy, and Experimental Frenzy will fully make up for any lost card value from a blocked Courier. So I'm going to put him to that test here. But I still played Tybalt first because it gives me the possibility of cracking the Courier if we decide to. I don't think we will, but let's see if they even want to block. Okay, they're just going to hazard it. And yeah, with Frenzy, we're just going to play Banneret and follow with Frenzy. That's funny. We don't get to see what those are. So Tybalt's gonna die. And let's see, what do we do about our race situation here? Let's see how they attack first. Probably just kind of take this turn. However hard it hits, we're not going to lose. Well, if they're going to do that, so this is going to stay tapped. We go 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We go to 6 if we do that. I think that's too rough. Well, there's two 1/1s here. You got to say which one. The trouble with chump blocking here is that we lose the ability to trade this for a creature. Whereas if we wait, you know, we could chump with Banneret is more intriguing to me. Saving the ping. Yeah, the 1/1 pings. If we block one of the 2/2s, we could kill a 2/2. But if we wait, we can kill you know, even a Glory Bound Initiate that's going to be a tapped 3/1 next turn. So I'm going to give up. Yeah, Ping Oppo Face is reasonable too. I'm going to chump with Gabo and hold the rest. Because these become 1/1s, we can block one and kill the other. There's just a lot we can do with a ping if we wait a turn. Earth Shaker, or we just get the Frenzy going. Yeah, I think we get the Frenzy going. Maybe there's a land on top. Let's see what happens here. Okay, land on top is good. Shield Breaker, well, it's at least a creature. Nothing for us to destroy artifact-wise. Now this Devil, you can see why I didn't want to lose the Devil last turn. Literally all of our opponent's creatures are 1 toughness. Obviously that sucks, but you can see what value the Devil is doing here. And this is pretty easy. We block here, ping the Glory Bound. Yeah, I won't get to play that, you're right. It's not actually our card. Come on, Frenzy. All right, Spikefield Hazard, again, gives us a little play, but the Remorseful Cleric wearing the Maul is still tough. We could crack the Frenzy so that we can destroy the Maul. You, like, kill the token and attack? Yeah. 5, 6. Yeah, I like that. I like that line. I like the Hodge line. That's what I was thinking. We want to do this. We got to break the Frenzy. I don't like breaking the Frenzy this early, but this is the sitch we're in, I believe. Oh, dude, was that your line 2 guards? Well, to be fair, that was exactly what I was thinking about, cracking the Frenzy to get rid of the Maul. So attacking, yeah, if we attack here, we have Kenra and Shield Breaker. They can't play anything without hurting themselves. We can't play anything without hurting ourselves. But it's 3 for 2. Buck likes to block. Yeah. I'm going to say no attacks. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to be hyper aggro here. That's a scary attack. I'm going to try and take out the Soul Scar, though. Shield Breaker got the wrong equip. I mean, I love our deck, but when your opponent gets the bombs that you have and you don't, well, that's a problem. Yeah, I'll take our deck any day over Oppo's, frankly. I like the mono nature of ours way. I think Oppo's being super greedy on mana. Isamaru and Embercleave. I mean, it worked out. It worked out, but Embercleave often does. I try to avoid what Oppo is doing. I think ours is more consistent, but today, Oppo's won out. And staying back to block was, you know, I mean, it turned out Embercleave made it all not matter, so Embercleave don't care how you block, usually. Yeah, they ran some super greed mana and got there, and that's going to happen sometimes. Heck, if all of your spells are castable at all times, if you just have a land drop, then yeah, of course you want to be multicolor. This is keepable. Although Ferocidon Chandra is a little bit of a non-bow. Another point for the Rob opinion of not running the Chandra. This is not great. But shouldn't matter if we get our aggro on against in the right spot. Hey, no, I was talking sponsors today. I forgot to mention my other sponsor, Spumoni Works. I'll do that while we're mid-game here. I want to remind you that Spumoni Works, you can go there for some sweet magic merch. Use the Go Shopping code, get 15% off your purchase, and you will be helping me get some graphic design work for my channel here. So help me out with that. Pretty quick start from Oppo. Hazard's a little bit late here, but nice to have that to kill Riss with before this particular turn. I think if they want to spend turn 3, spending 3 mana to make a single token, that's going to be fine. And we're going to go with a robber attack here. Yeah, in fact, maybe a couple turns before we do this. We'll see. Well, attacking with Robber wouldn't get an activation. I think we go Ferocidon. Again, if they want to... We can accept a single token getting made here before we eventually take out the Riss. I ran... Oh, sorry, there's an update. Thank you. Somebody gave me a reminder and I started it, but then, of course, it was not fully ready to go. CBL updating. Yeah, it is nice against the tokens. It also says, go ahead, ping yourself, right? So we'll play Ferocidon now and hold. Go wide, I dare you, says Jinx, and then Oppo plays Anointed Procession. So they're seemingly taking the dare. But I think we actually still want to just kill this Riss and drop a Tybalt here. We could even send, let's see, I guess we don't have removal to kill a double block of Ranger plus Armchair. You'd leave Riss. Well, we can, let's start with Tybalt. We want to attack with the Robber. Let's see, what are their blocks with the Robber? We could also, yeah, we can't get to levels where we get a Robber activation. Yeah, sure, we can pass. But I mean, so if we pass for the spike field, if we're intending to use this on Riss and don't do it right now, it's because we're saying we like them making a token. And I don't know if that's true. But we can send this. We could probably send. We could send the Ferocidon if we want to trade for Ranger plus Armchair. Yeah, it's 2 tokens. Yeah, see, it's 2 tokens. We don't want to let them start making 2 tokens. I mean, sure, it's double Ferocidon damage. I'm going to go 1 attacker here. They're going with that trade. That's fine. And I'm going to hazard. I don't want him getting 2 tokens, even if it's double damage. Ah, Whirler, all right. Make another Tybalt token. We do have a hazard we could replay with Chandra, but it doesn't get anything here. Yeah, that's true. We could attack with the 1/1, then Whirler. Let's see what they do there. Good call. Even attack with Ferocidon. I doubt they block, right? But I'm not going to risk it because it would be a good double block if they did it. Hiya. Ranger solid. Let's see what they come up with. They got 2 mana, so oh, a Micaeus and all right, Hell Rider. You say? I didn't get to play my Hell Rider. All right. Whoa. Dionysus just gave me an anti-punt. Who are you and what have you done with D? We'll send somebody, Dionysus. Don't worry, we're not fooled by this imposter. We're calling the Dutch authorities as we speak. Oh, that's a good line, huh? Yeah, I hadn't even thought through that yet. Oppo scoop before I could consider it. All right, my expectation is that CBL is now working for you all. Let me know if that is not the case. Merry Christmas hat. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's my... It was going to be Cole all the way down, and then D stepped up with 1 gift. we're going to keep this. Need another red source before we can drop a Hell Rider or a Glory Bringer, but we have time to get there. And this is a fine start. I'm going to start with the non-hasty. Go Robber next. Another, looks like mono red here. This is one of the weird parts of not playing in pod. We're facing two people with cards that are good against us that are in our own deck. That wouldn't be the case in a normal draft. All right, now we're like a little awkward. Haven't found third land yet. Also could just do. I was gonna play this and send both. We could Fanatical Firebrand, pick off the Shield Breaker, get in, and do this next turn. I was trying to be mana efficient, but I think it's worth it to kill the Shield Breaker and get in. Especially if we don't find land next turn, we don't have anything to do with the Robber anyway. So we may be stuck with the Robber as our only play next turn anyway. This is our highest end of our deck, really. 3 of our, 4 4s and our 1 5. Or do we have 2 5s? Do we get a second 5? Glory Bringer. I think it was just Glory Bringer, right? Ox, thank you. Yeah, we added Ox at the last minute. Come on, deck. Yep, we did find land, and it's still Robber, as you observe. Question is it attack, or is it block Captain Lannery Storm? I think it's attack. We got Hell Rider. Let's race. They're going to have more mana than us, but we're going to try and make it irrelevant through damage. Yeah, Chain Whirler would be a tough draw, but it doesn't make me incorrect about running a Field of Ruin in a mono red deck. Funny. Hey, look, that's not bad. Now what do we do? Gee, this 4/5 from this mono red deck out of nowhere is a real pain in the butt. Almost like it's a really good card. Hazoret can't attack or block, though. But the only other option is Hell Rider. We could play Hell Rider to threaten the crackback, but we should just do that as a surprise, right? I mean, I think we still play Hazoret. I guess we could Hell Rider, and then it actually blocks Lannery and says, are you sure you want to send in that 4/5? Yeah, actually, I'm going to play Hell Rider because it blocks. Sad state of affairs here, though. Thanks to the card that nobody wanted to see in my deck. Yeah, but we have this card, too. I'm just saying the point is that for a very low opportunity cost, of having a mountain that enters the battlefield tapped instead of a mountain, Oppo had the ability to combo off and make this play happen. I'm observing, yes, it's one data point. I'm not saying it settles anything. But for anybody who thought this was completely useless or whatever, I'm saying this is exactly the type of reason you play it, because the opportunity cost is so low. I believe the opportunity cost of a single ETB tapped mountain is extremely low. The cost increases as you add more of those effects, but we didn't even have that many. This would have been our third, which is not that big a deal to me. I ended up not doing it, but you know. We don't have much choice here. They didn't send the warrior, which means they're kind of wanting to stay back and block. I feel like if I block with Hellrider, they finish off Hellrider with a removal spell in hand. But I also don't know what else we're doing. Since we're on the back foot and we're not aggro because of the warrior, and we have Hazaret and Glorybringer in hand, I am going to block and trade for Lannery, or trade for a trick. Oh yeah, they could just crack the I should read the card. They can just crack the treasure and trade. Yeah, given that they don't have to spend... I was okay doing it when they had to spend something from hand, but only having to spend a treasure isn't quite as good. Yeah, let's say no blocks. Good call. Glorybringer is going to help us pretty soon, although keep in mind it doesn't kill the warrior. You know, I don't know. Those of you planning to kill the warrior, we can't. But Glorybringer just killing Lannery or even this Lavamancer here is going to be reasonable. Lavamancer has two things to work with. It can throw a shock around. Shock is going to get the spitter. So we're definitely exerting Glorybringer and killing the Lavamancer or the Lannery. I'm going to kill... I'm going to kill the Mancer. I think that's actually the tougher thing for this board right now than the Lannery. We might have to take another swing from Lannery. It's not threatening anything important, but it, like, I don't know, it starts to... I don't like losing anything here. I guess we can give him one turn with the Lavamancer, and it's not the end of the world, but it's another 2. Yeah, Embercleave is a reason to take out Lannery, but if they have Embercleave, they just throw it on Warrior, and it's still equally as devastating. Yeah, there's some non-bows in the deck, but it's not really because... It's actually a combo, I would say, Rob, because you get to play cards off the top and you get to chuck cards from your hand. So, non-bow that, my friend. All right, we'll go with Lannery. I think you all are right. But you're not wrong that there are some non-bows in the deck, or there are some weird situations where you at least have to work out how you're going to make it work. Yeah, Kenra is whatever. If we get a land or what, a 1-drop... then we can attack with Hazaret next turn. So now we're being offered a Kenra to block. Do we take that block? Probably not if we feel like we can actually just win with the... Although not with the Glorybringer tapped. Yeah... They can finish the Lavamancer, and we don't want to lose the Hellrider, so we got to say no blocks again. I say no blocks. I don't know about that, White Russian, but certainly we're facing some red here, although... It's all human drafts, so everybody's decks are in the play pool. I've certainly not been on force anything. Hello, Captain. You are not what we were looking for, really. Kind of an awkward draw. 4, 5 mana. But we can... If we did... yeah, we couldn't cast anything if we did that. So I think we're on... Fervent... Yeah, that's true. We could just do that and make a mana, but... and if they blocked it, would, there's nothing... You know, they might just kill it. Let's see if they kill it. Maybe they'll be like, gotta kill it before it attacks. We do threaten a lot of damage here. They might just have to. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 just from Hellrider and Scorch Spitter on attacking. That thing's got trample and is going to hit us for 4. We can't really attack, so... Especially with... yeah. Lavamancer can't activate right now, at least. We're in a similar spot where I think if we can survive their turn and we drop, untap and pull a land, we have a good shot here. Gonna have to use this Scorch Spitter to try and trade, though. So if we take 6, or we take 5 from these two, and then trade for the Kenra, and they Lavamancer to get us to 1. And really, with Hellrider and Glorybringer attacking, we just win anyway. Yeah, it could be Cleave, in which case we can't win, right? So we're not playing around Cleave because we can't beat it. I think we can... I think we chump... I think we try to trade for the Kenra, and then... I guess if... The other thing they could do is, like, instant speed damage to our face, make the Lava Runner, and we're just dead. But it's like we can't beat anything from their hand. It's not great, but it's just like we can't beat anything. So I'm playing like they don't have anything, and that means I think this block, frankly, we're probably dead, but we can't beat anything. So I'm just we'll see if our chat friends agree with me here on this. But I just see it as like can't beat anything in hand. So let's play like they don't have anything in hand. So just making this as a blocker, that's understandable. We can Glorybringer exert that out of the way if we can find some other piece of removal. So we don't even need to like draw removal. Like 1 mana removal? I don't know, because then we can't cast Hazoret. I don't know. Let's see. Oh man, they're coming up with a lot. That's interesting. Wow. Because we had so many things that were so close. 4. Okay. Earthshaker attacks, that's 1, 2, 3, so they're at 6. Glorybringer is 4. Then one of those can't block. Just making sure. Right, so we go Kenra. So you can't block. And then all attack. Exerting this. Killing the 4. Just a little Xaxes against the mono red mirror. Yikes. I'll take it. Good lines, everybody. Cube is hard. Magic is hard, and cube is harder. On the play. Yeah, there we go. On the play. I'm going to keep, and we're going to go Mage on 1, Fury as land on 2, unless we come up with something better, and then Whirler or Ferocidon on 3, depending on what we see from Oppo. Frenzy waiting in the wings to push us over the top after we empty this hand. If we rip nothing but lands, we'll just hold the Fury. But want to make sure we, if we don't find a basic, we're playing the Fury as land. All right. Well, we found Smashing, which we could play as land, and but we don't have a 2-drop, so I'm just going to go with the plan here and Fury as land. Well, only because we've been up against aggro every game, Texas Toast. We can't predict what our matchups are going to be best of 1. You don't cut Experimental Frenzy from an aggressive, low-curve red deck. You just don't. This is a great deck for this card. We just don't always have the matchup for this card, but I'm never cutting it best of 1. All right, well, this is going to be cool because we get a Chain Whirler with Soul Scar, and this is non-combat damage, so Isamaru is going to be a permanent 1/1, and Mikaeus is going to die. That is true, Tolarian Scholar. I think, but maybe this cube is. I think people are just generally taking those cards high in cube. So, Smashing. We're going to cast a Smashing this game. The question is when. And we could do it for 2 right now. That's not enough. We're going to wait at least another turn on that, but that means waiting on the Frenzy too. So this turn is just going to be Ferocidon and... Well, it was a 2/2, and it took 1 point of damage. I don't know what part of these is confusing you, but here's the stuff to read. I mean, the main thing is it didn't heal, right? Gonna leave the Soul Scar back, attack with the Chain Whirler, and the first strike, drop Ferocidon. What? If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. We cast Chain Whirler that says deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. So instead of dealing 1 damage to the 2/2 that healed at end of turn, it put a -1/-1 counter on it that didn't heal at end of turn. Everybody good? Good. Smash. Do we smash yet? I don't like this Phoenix, of course, but nothing to do much about it now. We could smash the Mentor and the Isamaru. We could smash the Phoenix and make it a 2/1 or something, you know? But I think we didn't go Hazoret, play Smash as land and attack. Now we can attack with Whirler first. Yeah, maybe I'd even give up Ferocidon here on the double block. Is this an instant? No, not an instant. Would you give up Ferocidon here? Maybe not against white. I'll just send Chain Whirler only. Yeah, I just played a mountain. Shut up. Sometimes I can't remember 4 seconds ago. Just wait till you're my age. I'm gonna go Hazoret. I think we're in good shape here. It's not a free block on the Phoenix if you're afraid of red cards, right? Like, my opponent is playing red. So they went with intervention on the Whirler. Okay, that's cool. That wasn't really our most important thing by any stretch. We could throw 3 damage around. We can also go Banneret, Smashing, Frenzy all on this turn, just like dump hand. Just feels like smashing as damage is too good to pass up here, though. I like... what if we smash for 2, play the Banneret? Yeah, I like G-Guards and I hit the same line, same time. I could go smash for 3, but then we can't Hazoret this turn. So we're going to go 2, take out the Mentor. Banneret and offer the Hazoret problem. Now they've got a Rekindling Phoenix block. But we'll make them start doing that. Ferocidon still pings them every time for it. Double ping. So even blocking Hazoret is a 2 damage affair. Yeah, you like to attack all. I like attack all when we have the Banneret involved. Still don't know the right question is whether you play the mountain or hold it when you're going to cast an Experimental Frenzy, but with Banneret, I like playing it because then we pump Banneret once, get a counter on Soul Scar, and then play Hazoret, and then play Experimental. Yeah, that's a good point, too. I mean, we can't attack with Haz if we don't. So now I'm going to swing away. And yeah, prowess trigger is a good point. We should just we should just get the prowess trigger, although that Banneret becomes still big enough to put a counter on it. Yeah, let's do that. And I don't know, this is math is for blockers territory for me. I don't know if... Okay, if they... I don't think they have time to double block a Ferocidon, and the Ferocidon can't be single blocked. I mean, they have to take the Ferocidon damage. If they block with their Kindling Phoenix and Chump, it's going to deal 2 more damage to them before they get to their main phase because of the Ferocidon. Hopefully that Ox on top isn't even going to matter, and they're just dead here, or dead enough that it looks pretty hopeless. Yeah, they're like, they can't even let Phoenix die. So good block from Oppo. I mean, now they're scooping, but I liked how they found a block that was reasonable. That was cool. If they made servos with Fabricate, they take an extra 2 from the Ferocidon. Maybe that is too tough, but good game, Kalzad. Was that you? I liked how you found a way there on that last block to at least, you know, solve that puzzle of Ferocidon plus the Phoenix and everything. Yeah, killing Ferocidon may have turned that game instead of the other one, yeah. Another great curve out here. It's even in the right order for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only missing is the play. Green means we could get outclassed size-wise. Cultivate, not yet, though. Might be playing into a sweeper, but I don't know what else to do with this deck. We've got to try and curve out into the Hell Rider and just make him pay. Yeah, curve is gross, but if we run into a sweeper, it could be all for naught. Solemn is no biggie at all. Could smash it and get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, making him nearly dead, but I think Hell Rider is fine here. Hell Rider, block what you want. Ride or die, or ride and die? One, two, three, four. Can everybody count to 4? That was just our opening hand plus 1 land, that's all. Our opening hand plus a basic turn 4 kill. Ooh, are we? We're not at profit yet. We need to hit 5 wins. We're close. Yeah, their deck did look fun. And maybe if they'd come up with a 2-drop, you know, just something defensive on 2 that could have gotten them an extra turn or 2, maybe an extra turn. Find a sweep or something. All right, can keep this. And we're gonna hold our Fury in case of we got 3 lands, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll see, Tron. I'm only streaming 3 days this week, so I kind of want more, a little extra content for my time off to throw on YouTube anyway. Banneret or Soulscar to lead. We're never pumping Banneret on 2. Let's start with Soulscar. And now, question as to whether you just play a no-value 2-1 to max your curve, or play Banneret and hold on to the Destroy Artifact potential. I'm going to go ahead and Banneret. We want to get the Banneret going anyway. If we can attack next turn, we can put a counter on the Soulscar. Hopefully they play an artifact. I don't know. If they play an artifact, we get to destroy an artifact, pump the banneret, and pump the mage, which would be incredible. I'm not expecting it, but you never know. I don't know. There's 2-drop artifacts in the cube. Play that Maze Mine Tome. No, it's a sorcery, so we wouldn't get to be able to do it before untap. But next turn, play land, 1 mana sorcery, artifact destroy, pump banneret would be a sweet turn. But our opponent has to cooperate in ways that I am certainly not expecting. Yeah, Ratchet Bomb, bring it. That would be amazing. No, that's a little more expected. So if we come up with nothing here, might have to Shield Breaker. Feels weak, though. Lava Coil. So we got a lot of reactive stuff here. Could just pump the banneret for the turn. I think I am. Well, Tahona, I mean, it might be reflective of what's good in the cube, in the sense that basically right now we are, what, 4-1, so we're likely playing other players that are 4-1. If we're playing in a lot of mirrors up at the 4x, 4-1, 5-1 type level, it probably just means that aggro is very good to get into in best of 1 cube. Yeah, Hellrider's fine here. I am going to hold the banneret, though. I think it's worth holding it and not offering it for the Pyromancer. I at least want to double pump the banneret and, like, make the Hellrider bigger. Nice play from Oppo. I think we even have Electro Dominance, we're just not even playing it. We could play Fury as land here if we felt that was important. I don't think it's important, though. I'm going to go ahead and just play Ferocidon and pass. I don't think Fury as land really matters. It doesn't allow us to play the Shield Breaker or Lava Coil, and next turn we have plenty of mana to do our hand. I mean, we can't, if we don't find another land, we can't 2-spell Fury plus Lava Coil, but, you know, again, that's not enough of a circumstance that I want to, like, give up the land, you know, because that doesn't do anything for us anyway. Oh, there's Hellrider. We know what we're doing with our Lava Coil. Yeah, there's a lot of 3-drops we want to play. We find them, we can just play them. But I think this draw is kind of why exemplary why I did it that way. Still feel like we're going to face, like, Embercleave and to just hold the Shield Breaker. They're at 8 to our 12. Could also be holding the Fury. If they try to go for the Ferocidon, we can at least kill something in response. Great Electro Dominance from our opponent, 2-for-1ing us there. I don't think we're supposed to be playing our Electro Dominance. Nobody was, like, screaming for that to get into the deck, but it did some work there for Oppo. There should be an Abrade in our deck, but got a little squirrely pack 2. I don't know if Uro's in the cube. I expect. All right. So now I'm going to play the land. I'm going to play the Shield Breaker as creature so that I can Fury away one of Oppo's 2 creatures if they go for a block. It's a whatever for 1, but if I, you know, we kind of 2 for 1 ourselves, but it clears their board and seems super important to try to do. Could also go for their face. Yeah, 2 for 2. Nah, doesn't seem right. We'll go like this, sacking this. Ah! Frenzy taken over. Glorybringer taken over. Get it! Come on! It's got to be top of their library or... No! Come on.
Enjoy. My assistants are painfully sloppy.
We are just going to lose to this card over time if we don't find something value-rific of our own. They come at Tybalt, will block with the devil and throw the point in their face, make another devil that threatens another point at their face, which is what Fenor is talking about with them being at virtual 1.
Death.
Dead, spitter, or damage to face. Somewhat depends on the rest of our deck. Chain Whirler, Robber is a win at 2, but they have a block. We have Hazard, we have Embercleave. We don't really have 2 to the face beyond our own land. I think we go Spitter here. Well, we lose long game, yeah, but, well, Tybalt's already dead. I'm going to go with a creature. That doesn't help us. But haste is not 2 to the face because of Soul Scar. Yeah, Hazaret. But if we draw Hazaret, we can play it and play Hazaret. Yeah, I suppose our own frenzy is the reason I could have. Well, so far only losing to mirrors. Or mirror-ish. There's a Boros deck that beat us that I would take on anytime. Yeah, any questions about Frenzy? Any further questions about Experimental Frenzy and its value? I mean, that we just lost to Experimental Frenzy there. There was a single card loss.
Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Very dead, Mr. Spock.
You know, I wouldn't mind the play once in my life either with my aggressive frickin' deck. Come on. I had to play like once? I'm going to say once because that's a good, nice whine. Boo-hoo me. That is tough to see. Don't know what we do about that. Besides lose. Unless we find removal right quick. Yeah, this is dumb. If I'm going to lose all 3 of my games to worse Boros decks, I'm not going to draft again. I'm going to go take a nap. Well, you're giving us a chance. We can attack. I mean, I'm glad they're attacking with that thing. I think it actually gives us a chance. We can... I'm going to Banneret and Dire Fleet, no value here. And then next turn we drop a land and Chandra and Bomat unless we draw something incredible. And we're not doing a bad job of racing this ever-increasing clock in the air as long as we keep bringing stuff on the ground. That's tough, lifelink. We have tools for that too. Hellrider, like... 5, 6, like, Hellrider not even good enough here, but Chandra, if they don't kill us next turn, they're at a virtual 18. We Chandra, Hellrider plus Chandra, if they go for our face and not Chandra, could be good enough. But we can't attack, or else we just give them life back. So unfortunately, we like have no attacks, which is the super bummer. And I'm gonna therefore put a loyalty counter here, which is crazy, not good. Not what you want to be doing. But we'll see if they worry about Chandra or go to our face. If we crack for 3 cards, we lose the Hellrider. The question is Hellrider enough? So let's say they go to 18, and next turn, they don't, for some reason, they don't do anything else. We drop Hellrider, make 2 of these. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pings off the attack. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We technically crack back for lethal. You know? Like... it's not going to happen, but if these 3 cards are lands and the top of their deck is a land and they try to win by racing us, we could win. Yeah, that's why we can't attack now, though. Oh yeah, you're right, because of the vigilance there. Anyway, we don't have any choices, so not attacking. Yeah, they have to have all air, which seems wildly unlikely, which means this event is probably over for us, which is nuts and frustrating because we have a bonkers mono red deck and our 3 losses look to be coming against 100% Boros, which is like the wrong message to send, gang. I really think you're better off with a mono white or a mono red deck rather than straddling this Boros line. Our opponents have just gotten frustratingly lucky against us in these games. I'm not sure what outs we have here, if any. I just think it's higher risk phrasing. It's not that Boros can't win. Obviously, it's doing work here. And obviously, I mean, we're losing right now. But I think, like, here's my point. What did the red do for them? We have lost to 100% white cards this draft. So, I mean, this whole game is an example of what I'm talking about. Just play mono. It's not out of this world. I'm saying it's Furnace. I'm saying it's wildly frustrating for me to feel like I'm taking the better line of having an aggressive monocolored deck, and my 3 losses on the day are to the very thing that I think people should not be doing over what I'm doing. So that's frustrating. What can I say? I can say concede. I can say good game, Oppo. You got me with your 2-color aggro. 2-color aggro and cube is just basically never where I want to be. Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking to chat a couple days ago about how I was feeling like I've let my good behavior slip away from me when I'm playing alone, when I'm not playing on stream. I've been getting really mad at people I think are demonstrating worse skills either in deck building, drafting, or play, and then I lose to them, and then I feel like there's no justice in Magic, and because my opponent is worse than me, I start like I've noticed lately that I've been really cruel to nobody. Nobody's listening. I mean, maybe some people, my family members, hear me getting mad at the computer or whatever, but I've been saying mean things to strangers to try and get over my tilt, and I don't like that. I'm going to try and back off on that. I have been successfully not saying awful things about my opponents just because they beat me at a game of Magic where I think I have a long-term advantage. So just calling that out. Also, another thing, like whenever I'm struggling with something in my life, a self-improvement thing, a place where I'm trying to be better, no matter what it is, I think saying it out loud to people helps reinforce my intent and helps reinforce doing it. So saying it out loud. So, yeah, I'm at 4 wins. I'm a bit disappointed here. I think I can't remember what people said in their predictions, but let's see: Hellrider, Embercleave, Hazaret. Light up the stage, just picking out like the all-timers that are in this deck for this type of deck. I think Robber is up there. I think Robber's all-timer 2-drop. What's the other one I was looking for? Oh, Frenzy. So yeah, and you could make the argument for Glorybringer too. Depends on whether you think you're whether you can run the 5er or not. Chain Whirler, pretty good, but is not a pick that like draws me into mono red. What I'm suggesting is that this column is all cards that kind of pull me into the color, pull me into the strategy. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I think are reasons to do the thing, and and so even though 4-3 is a winning record, I just did expect more from that deck. It's a great version of the red deck. So you got me this time, I guess, Boros, but I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to move on. Little gems on the grind. I think a lot of that was being on the draw. I mean, we're like on the draw most of those games we were on the draw, and I think we won every time we were on the play. Would I cut Chandra? Chandra was not at her best there, but I don't know what I would run over her, Rob. I'd have to go back and look at the deck again, I guess. Certainly, it's a slot you would have to play with. I don't think she was in any way essential. She had some combo stuff she was pulling off. She had some non-bo-ish stuff she was pulling off. Her -2 not doing as much as you'd like. But I don't think straight over the warrior. I think, again, the warrior, if I'm bringing in the warrior, I'm just cutting another land. But maybe over the axe. Yeah, the combo with Hellrider is so strong, right, Hat? That's why I was saying, like, as much as Chandra is a little bit non-bow-ish, the two combos where she's insane are Hellrider and, really honestly, Embercleave. You know, reducing your Embercleave cost by 2 is nice. Monster Sar is not, I think historically it has been in Arena Cubes, but it got cut this most recent time, and I'm not surprised. Monster Sar is okay, but I think we've hit the point with 5 drops on Arena where you can just find a lot better. Torbrand is one of the Torbrand was a pass. We had Glorybringer and Torbrand on like a pick 3 or pick 4. Like it was a pack 2 or pack 3. Pick 3 or pick 4. We had Glorybringer versus Torbrand, and I felt that it was possible that somebody at the table might want Glorybringer in their deck. I felt it was impossible that anybody at the table would want Torbrand in their deck. So the only question is whether or not we were going to get get hate drafted, and Torbrand did get hate drafted, so we didn't get to include it. But I liked the theory of passing it in that spot. So, let's call that a YouTube video at the very least. Thanks for hanging out for that one, YouTube friends. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have better luck with your incredible killer top to bottom bombs mono red decks in Cube than I just did, which was merely okay. You can do better than that. Do better than okay. Bye, YouTube.